Portuguese p0lice put out sketch of Madeleine McCann kidnap suspect. Daily Mail Online. Published 07:23 GMT, March 15, 2019. Updated 09:33 GMT, March 15, 2019. Portuguese police released a faceless e-fit of the Madeleine McCann kidnap suspect. A new documentary reveals how detectives showed locals an e-fit of a man without a nose, eyes, or mouth in the week after the youngster vanished. The controversial show about Madeleine McCann, available on the streaming service today, promises viewers a detailed look at the disappearance of the 3-year-old and the subsequent police investigation. Detectives showed locals an e-fit of a man without a nose, eyes, or mouth left in the week after Madeleine vanished. This is the man a witness claims she saw carrying a child away from the McCann family's holiday apartment on the night Madeleine disappeared. The artist's the documentary to be released today is set to broadcast new photographs said to show Maddie happily playing at Praia da Luz Children's Club in 2007. The second episode of The Disappearance of Madeleine McCann reveals how officers showed the featureless e-fit drawing to those living in Praia da Luz, Portugal, in May 2007. Simon Russell, who owned an internet cafe in the resort town, said, "I smiled when they showed it to me. What else could you do?" Another businessman described the e-fit as an egg with a side parting. The youngster's parents, Kate and Gary McCann, have previously criticized the program, saying it could potentially hinder the search for their daughter. Madeleine vanished from the resort of Praia da Luz in Portugal in May 2007, while on holiday with her family. Netflix said the series had access to never-before-heard testimonies from those at the heart of the story, including friends of the McCann family, investigators working the case, and from those who became the subject of media speculation and rumor. Still from the new documentary that has promised fresh theories into the disappearance. The youngster's parents, Kate and Gary McCann, have previously criticized the program, saying it could potentially hinder the search for their daughter. Apartment 5A in Praia da Luz in Portugal, where Madeleine McCann went missing from in 2007. The youngster day she went missing from the family's holiday apartment in Praia da Luz. Mr. and Mrs. McCann previously said in a statement, "The production company told us that they were making the documentary and asked us to participate. We did not see and still do not see how this program will help the search for Madeleine and, particularly given there is an active police investigation, it could potentially hinder it. Consequently, our views and preferences are not reflected in the program." Scotland Yard launched an investigation, Operation Grange, after a Portuguese inquiry failed to make any headway on Madeleine's disappearance. In November last year, a further £150,000 was granted to the investigation to allow it to continue until March 31. Force bosses have been applying for funding from the Home Office every 6 months to continue the inquiry, which has cost about £11.75 million so far. Scotland Yard launched an investigation, Operation Grange, after a Portuguese inquiry failed to make any headway on Madeleine's disappearance. A Christmas video made by Gary and Kate McCann making appeal for the return of Madeleine. May 3, Gary and Kate McCann leave their 3 children, including Maddie, asleep in their hotel apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal, as they eat with friends in a nearby restaurant. When they return, May 4, a friend of the McCanns reports of seeing a man carrying a child away in the night. Meanwhile, airports and borders are put on high alert as search gets underway. May 14, Robert Murrell, a property developer who lives a few yards from the hotel, is made a suspect by Portuguese police. May 30, the McCanns meet the Pope in Rome in a bid to bring worldwide attention to the search. August 11, police in Portugal acknowledge for the first time in the investigation that Maddie might be dead. September 7, Spanish police make the McCanns official suspects in the disappearance. 2 days later, July 21, Spanish police remove the McCanns and Mr. Mural as official suspects as the case is shelved. May 1, a computer-generated image of what Maddie could look like 2 years after she disappeared is released by the McCanns. May 12, a review into the disappearance is launched by Scotland Yard, following a plea from then Home Secretary Theresa May. April 25, after a year of reviewing the case, Scotland Yard announced they believe that Maddie could be alive and call on police in Portugal to reopen the case, but it falls on deaf ears amid a lack of new evidence. Kate and Gary McCann mark the 4th anniversary of the disappearance of their daughter Madeleine with the publication of the book written by her mother in 2011. July 4, Scotland Yard opens new investigation and claim to have identified 38 people of interest. October 24, a review into the investigation is opened by Portuguese police and new lines of inquiry are discovered, forcing them to reopen the case. January 29, British officers arrive in Portugal as a detailed investigation takes place. During the year, October 28, British police announced that team investigating Maddie's disappearance is reduced from 29 officers to just 4, as it is also revealed that the investigation has cost £10 million. April 3, Operation Grange is handed an additional £95,000 by Theresa May to keep the investigation alive for another 6 months. March 11, cash is once again pumped into keeping the investigation alive, with £85,000 granted to keep it running until September, when it is extended once again until April next year. March 27, the Home Office reveals it has allocated further funds to Operation Grange. The new fund is September 11, parents fear as police hunt into daughter's disappearance could be shelved within 3 weeks by the new Home Secretary amid funding cuts. September 26, fresh hope in the search for Madeleine McCann as it emerges the Home Office is considering allocating more cash for the police to find her. The comments below have been moderated in advance. By posting your comment you agree to our. Do you want to automatically post your Mail Online comments to your Facebook timeline? Your comment will be posted to Mail Online as usual. Do you want to automatically post your Mail Online comments to your Facebook timeline? Your comment will be posted to Mail Online as usual. We will automatically post your comment and a link to the news story to your Facebook timeline at the same time it is posted on Mail Online. To do this, you can choose on each post whether you would like it to be posted to Facebook. Your details from published by Associated Newspapers Limited. Part of the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday Metro Media Group.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.